Oh no, he's back. Shalom, I know, right? Shalom, Yasher. Oh, I know. Holy shit, it's fucking Kwana, right? Well, yeah, it was formerly Kodash, but some things have gone down since then, so it's Kwana now. Obviously, you guys see by the name of the page. But anyways, it's been a while. I know. I'm sorry. I actually have a lesson on why that was. But for right now, what we're getting into today is a little bit of a rebuke video because some defilement of the temple went down that really needs to be dealt with. So first, of course, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, man. Kowal Yada Yahweh. Shout out to all the Akiyam, man. All the Akawath out there. Just tearing it up for Yahweh. Everybody that's on Facebook. Everybody that's on YouTube. Everybody that's not seen. Special shout outs, Brother Kazawa, man. Tearing it up. Brother Hayman. Doing good work. Shout out to Anna and her family, Adan, Anna King, and Zoe. Hopefully all you guys are doing well. Sorry if this video is a little bit more rough than the rest of them, but should just, so sorry, kiddos. But anyways, we'll make more friendly videos on the next round. But yeah, okay. So sitting here, we're doing work for Yahweh like always. Living life and whatnot. Trying to find time to make some damn videos because we got lessons backed up for days. But yeah, man, just shit's just crazy all over the place. But anyways, we finally found some time. Actually, I did a live stream last night. I hopped on David Israel's live stream because of Brother Dan from the Walk in Truth page on YouTube. Asked for some assistance, asked for a witness, so I jumped on there. Also asked if I could clear up, this problem that David had with Quana Basham. I explained some shit to him. I don't know, he's still going to be stubborn and in his own thing, so... yeah, but anyways, well, he's been told, he's been rebuked. I came on, I told him what was going down, between Judah and everybody. A lot of shit, man. There's so much stuff, like, it's not, I don't even know, and I don't want to waste, like, a lot of people's time and stuff, and this shit's really just, like, all stupid. It's because it's coming from stupid people, like, these people are just, like, utter retards, and they just need to just go sit the fuck down somewhere and already. But yeah, so anyway, we're going to start out with the incense altar. Because y'all's boy, Judah Naz, said some shit the other day on a live stream. Well, it's on his page now. It's like a Torah Nights radio. And it was like a 3-hour long video or some shit, like 3.5 hours. We'll see it now. But he said some shit about the incense. And the incense altar that just like I can't let it fly, dude. It's too much. It's out of hand. So I guess we could just go ahead and jump into it because I honestly I got like a new memory card for this phone. I'm not entirely sure how long it records for. I don't know if I set the settings on it right. I don't know. This phone's stupid. So I'm trying to like pack everything in that needs to be said in this video, and then I'll address some things at the end. If not, we'll hit it on the next one, or you guys can message me or whatever, But let's get to some Torah. Okay, so we're gonna start out. Aklaban lent me his little tablet. So we're gonna use this little motherfucker, and we're gonna show some shit. So this is the video. Lean that shit back. Okay, here we go. This is the video. Hold on, let me get a zoom on this shit. Focus. Okay. Torah Nights, Keepers of Hidden Wisdom and Spiritual Power. Yeah, what kind of hidden wisdom and spiritual power? It's on Judas' page. April 22nd, 2017 was when it was streamed live. Alright, so I have it at a minute and 10, or an hour and minute and 10. An hour and 10 minutes is what I meant to say. Excuse me, so it's been a while since I made a video, man. I need to get back into the groove. But, you know, Yahweh willing, the what needs to be said will be said. Of course, you know, that's how it goes. He's the one that determines what comes out your mouth. So, anyways, here we go. Streamed April 22nd, 2017. We're going to start it at an hour and 10 minutes and 3 seconds. We're going to get something real quick that he said that was wrong about the incense. And then we're going to go to an hour and 16 minutes around, and we're going to get some more fuckery. That's where the main problem is. So let's go ahead and hear what this asshole has to say.
Let's just get these out real quick. First off, I need Lamont first. Whoever got that KGP, go to Acts chapter 21 real quick. And just stand by for a second.
Okay, so first off, he's still rolling on with that fucking Acts 21 shit. And, you know, like, he still thinks in G. Bro, this guy still believes in JC, man. You know what I mean? There's no other way to flip it. The dude really thinks he was a real person. And the dude really thinks Paul existed. You know what I mean? Like, he acts like Acts really happened. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. It didn't happen, dude. You can't prove that shit, bro. All right. You know what? How about you prove to me that Acts 21 happened in real life, bro? Like, outside the New Testament. Show me that, like, Paul and some type of some shit or something, man. Some type of... Use Josephus if you want, man. Bust out, where's Paul? Where did this have council of fucking meeting James and, you know, fucking all that shit? Where is all that, man? It's a fairy tale, bro. Paul ain't real, dude. What the hell are you fucking still have people up on this shit talking about Codex Sinaiticus? Man, that thing's garbage, dude. First off, the Codex Sinaiticus contains, like, all the New Testament, which is like Paul's writings and all that. So I don't know why you're tripping, dude. And then he just, like, but he sits there and concentrates only on the book of Mark, right? Calling it Bashar, and we got some shit for that too. Calling it the Gospel Mark, you know, Bashar of Mark, you know, oh, you know, it's legit just because it doesn't have the ascension and blah, blah, blah. Actually, you know what? At the end of the Codex, it does mention the fact that they went to the tomb and he wasn't there, and the dude was like, oh, yeah, he's risen. But, like, it's man, like, I got a whole thing. Watch, look, I got a whole thing on this shit. Check it out. I got a lesson ready to rock on it. I'm gonna fucking dismantle. See, watch, check it out. Boom, Bashar, the Gospel of Mark. Look at all this shit. And this is from the Codex Sinaiticus, mind you. Look, this is Son of Man, you know, Kingdom of God's at hand. Blaspheme the Holy Ghost is the unforgivable sin. Where's that in Torah? Nothing that goes into man defiles him. Where's that in Torah? JC Christ taught the 3 days he will rise again. Where's that in the Torah? Says to die for JC. Where's that in the Torah? You know, list goes on. You know, Elijah already came. Where's that in the Torah? JC's death, 3 days he would rise. Where's that in the Torah? All his miracles, you know, look, 3 days, they call him the son of David, and all this is in the Codex, dude. What the fuck? Like, I don't understand, dude. I don't understand what like makes this so special. Just, I don't know. It's because people are dumb and they don't really fucking, they just take what this guy says. Look, New Covenant, right? The cannibalism thing, you know, resurrection. Go check out chapter 16 verses 1 through 8. It just cuts off after 8. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'll go through it. And then we got some shit on that Bashar, man. I'm gonna fucking roast his ass on that. Alright, so, but anyway, yeah, so you need to really stop teaching people Jesus, dude. Sorry, that was a very bad word. I apologize, I shouldn't have done that. JC, Yahweh, you say it right, sure. What are you? Oh my God! What did you say? Oh, hold on. I'm gonna call him Sean now. No, you know what? He's Beetle shits. We're going old school. We're gonna call him Beetle shits.
Lamont,
Right.
what? have verse 18 ready, because I'm gonna go to you. But let me get to Lamont first. Lamont, can you go to Exodus chapter 30, verse 34, real quick?
So Exodus 30:34, right? Look.
Exodus chapter 30, verses 34.
Yes, sir.
Whoop. Let's get it on there. Hold on.
Okay, Exodus chapter 30, verses 34. Yahweh said to Moses, take yourselves spices, stacte, sorry, Shalak, anakaya?
I think like Onika or something.
It's Salak, but whatever. What's up, dude?
Onika and
Okay.
galbanum, spices and pure frankincense. These shall be of equal weight. You shall make it into incense, a spice compound. The hard work of the perfumer throughout mixed, pure, and holy.
All right, please stop. All right.
Okay, first off, why the fuck do you have a fucking satanic wedding ring on your finger? Second off, why the hell are you wearing hoop earrings? And third, why the fuck is your face marred? Why is your beard marred, dude? Why do you wear more necklaces than a damn woman? Bro, whatever. But anyways, so he's about to go over the incense. Obviously, you heard him read it. Going over the ingredients, and that was basically like the KJV version of it, or whatever you read out of. I don't know. These motherfuckers don't ever say. Let's see. Here we go. Burning incense. Okay, let me find my notes because we're about to fucking rip this shit apart. Okay, so it starts off bad right off the bat. He says some wrong shit. He says something's on the altar that doesn't belong on the altar, and then he goes a step further and says that something that really doesn't belong on the altar was on the altar. So anyways, Exodus 30 and 34. Okay. Got it right here. And Yahweh said to Moses, take the herbs stacte, onika, and galbanum, the herbs together with pure frankincense, let there be an equal part of each. Make them into incense, a compound expertly blended, refined, pure, and sacred. Beat some of it into powder and put some before the pact in the tent of meeting, and there will I meet with you, and it shall be most holy to you. Okay, so this is the incense. You've got 4 ingredients here, and actually there's like a 5th. It says salted. It's in the Hebrew. It's supposed to be like salt added to it. But anyways, let's see the incense. Let's see what the normal. Okay, we got stacte, onika, and galbanum and frankincense. Okay, so he's gonna try to go over stacte right now. Check it out.
The reason why I had Lamont read that is because I was on ISUPK's live stream last night. Now, One West is so adamant against bud. Again, I'm putting this disclaimer out there right now. I'm not telling people out there to smoke bud. I'm not. If that's not your thing, that's not your thing. If you are a beer drinker or a wine drinker, that's your thing. That's your thing. Okay, no problem. I drink wine and beer too, but I like the green, right? Am I a pothead? No, but for study and meditation, I think it's good. Now, you heard Brother Lamont read the ingredients for the incense. Now, the incense in the temple was burned twice. They had to keep it going while the service is going, all right? So it was going all day. The priests in the temple were breathing in this incense. Yes or no, everybody? All right. Shalomar already knows right? The stacte. That's the
Here it comes.
That's the first ingredient.
Ready?
Stacte is called aromatic gum. It's also called myrrh. Myrrh is mixed with frankincense. It's psychoactive. Now I didn't throw up a 666.
Oh, explain it away. Okay, so anyway, you heard him. He said myrrh, right? That stacte was myrrh. That the No. Oh, this is awful. Okay, so anyway, let's go. So this is the incense. This is my incense altar, the incense lesson. Right? Wa Ya'amar Yahweh al Masha, Quaklak, right? And he spoke unto Yahweh unto Moses, right? Receive instruction or understanding to yourself, right? Samyam, which is sweet aroma, okay? The word samyam, sweet aroma. Remember that, okay? The words in the Hebrew for the 4 ingredients, okay, is nataf, wa shakalat, or shakalat with some wa before it, but shakalat, so it's nataf, shakalat, kalabana, right? And samyam, the sweet aroma, and labana, right, which is frankincense. Okay, so these 3 right here, he butchers the shit out of. Okay, so anyways, the first one he butchered was nataf. Okay, nataf is the one that's the aromatic gum that he says. See, aromatic gum. So we have nataf. It's in the paleo, right? Nataf, natafa, nafatathai, right? And we got 5197 through 5200 from Exodus, right? You could also break this down because na could be a prefix and it could be nataf, which is the tripping gait of children, family or weaker little ones. Also to trip with short steps. So it's like you what they call a gait. You know what I mean? Like a little. I don't know if you've had children and you've seen them run when they're all happy and they do that little. I don't know how to explain it. But if you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. So, natafa, right? What does it mean? To ooze, i.e. to distill gradually, to fall in drops, right? Also to speak by inspiration, right? A drop or aromatic gum, probably stacte, right? Distillation. So they say it's stacte, right? And then they're like, oh, well, what's stacte? What's stacte? And Judah, among with a lot of other people, say that stacte is myrrh. This is like a kind of a wide consensus. A lot of people think this, but it's not. Myrrh has its own damn word. And also myrrh has in itself also means distilled, like it's already distilled myrrh. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's dumb. It's not myrrh. And then there's a scripture, we'll get it here in a few, where nataf is used with myrrh. Like they're separate, like it's nataf myrrh, like dripping distilled myrrh. Basically is what it's saying in the Hebrew. So what, like if nataf was myrrh, it wouldn't say that. Myrrh in the Hebrew is mar. It's the same. It's like the same damn word. Of course the Yiddish and the English twisting of it or whatever, but it's the same word, man. It's like, come on, man. It's not fucking myrrh, dude. And we're gonna prove it even further. But this is actually, just to throw that out there. I've got, a whole armory full of shit ready for this. But what does that say right there for one of the ingredients on the incense altar? Nataf, what does it mean? Speak by inspiration. Huh. Don't I teach that the incense altar is the larynx, which is your voice box, which is what you use to, speak? And what did Judah Naz? He gave me all kinds of hell, and the knights are all talking all kinds of shit. Because what? Because they say the incense altar means the heart, right? Which is the organ that pumps blood. Well, your heart doesn't speak by inspiration. Your voice box or your larynx speaks by inspiration. So in the incense itself, you have the fact that it has to do with talking, that it has to do with speaking. So yeah, these guys are retarded. But anyways, let's get myrrh real fast. Actually, I'm gonna hit the Strongs up real quick. That way you can see it in there. Everybody usually has the Strongs, so I do it up. Okay, so let's go to myrrh. Go to myrrh. Let's see what's up with myrrh. Right? It is not nataf. Myrrh is not nataf. Let's see. Here we go. See that? Mar or mara, right? Bitter, literally or figuratively, almost as a noun, bitterness, or adverb, bitterly. Wait, weren't we commanded to burn samyam, sweet aroma? So why the hell would we burn something bitter, dude? But whatever. Anyways, it's like bitter is like literally the exact opposite of like sweet, dude. It's fucking fucked up. Bitterly. Look, mar right there. Look, in its original sense of distillation or a drop. So mar itself also means distillation or drop. It's myrrh that's been distilled. It's distilled myrrh. You know what I'm saying? Nataf is different. It's called ooze. It's the ooze, right? The aromatic gum, right? It's not myrrh, dude. And the ooze, that's... See, they make fun of this shit, man, on Esau and all his little fucking Amalek and their little Hollywood shit and all that. They make fun of this, bro. Isn't there, what is it, with the movie The Secret of the Ooze? The Ninja Turtles?
Oh, yeah. And
right? What's the other ooze one, bro?
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, there you go.
The original Power Rangers.
Yeah, and notice...
Ivan Ooze.
Yeah, Ivan Ooze, right? With the ooze and all that stuff, right? And notice, what is it? Both those movies just got remakes, right? Yep. And then everybody's all hopped up on it. But anyways, so... so, yeah, so, you know, this is different. Mawar is different than Nataf. It's a different, yes, it's both distillation, but one is a different distillation and one is a different product than the other one. Myrrh is its own. Look, what Mara also, because, you know, you could add the and it's the same thing, it just makes it feminine. And, well, it's when you add the H, but the H and the are often interchangeable. But check it out. Mara, to rebel through maltreating a whip or a lash, right? Self with wings, ostrich, as the ostriches in running. So like when the ostriches run, their wings are usually flapping and they smack their sides, right? So that's what it's like referring to, like being whipped. Mara, symbolic name. Mara, primitive root, 4754, right? And it's what? In the sense of a domineering master. You know, so there we go. We got Mara. Let's see. We can go to the H. See, like I was telling you, the ha and the r are interchangeable. And it says to cause or to make bitter or unpleasant, to rebel, right? We just read both of those, to rebel, to be bitter. So you're saying we burn this? We didn't burn this on the altar, dude. We didn't burn myrrh on the altar, bro. Like we just fucking didn't. Didn't we have waters of bitterness in the wilderness? And that will fucking Marabah is come on, man. Like you got, oh my god, it's like you guys don't even know you guys don't even know anything. Like what the I don't even know what the fuck is wrong with you guys. Whatever. Let's see. Okay, but so we see Nataf and Mara are not the same. And in fact, look. Oh, look, this is a nifty little tool, man, if you guys can afford it or whatever, and you guys do real deep Hebrew studies and whatnot. This is the Englishman's Hebrew and Chaldee Concordance of the Old Testament. And what it does is it's like the Strong's Concordance, but instead of the English word, and you see all the English words, and then you go and you have to see what Hebrew word is used for the English, this does it reverse. It's the Hebrew, and then it gives you all the references of where the Hebrew word is used, regardless of translation. So, you know, you have Nataf, dropped. See, the heavens dropped, the clouds dropped water. It just has to do with dropping or dripping in general. Dropped in presence. Look right here, cancellations 505. My hands dropped with myrrh. And in the Hebrew, watch. Look, let me get in the Hebrew. We have our Hebrew Torah. Cancellations 505. We'll get to it real quick. But yeah, so it has it's a specific, it's droppings of distilled myrrh, basically is what it's saying. But it's myrrh, you know, yeah, fuck it, whatever. All right, so where are we at? 5 and 5. Right there. See it? Look. Nafatal Mawar. Yeah. Natafal Mawar. Drops of distilled myrrh. So that's what it is. It's, you know, dropped upon them. Look, and then check it out. You even see at it. I was trying to save this. Sorry for the noise in the background. I was trying to save this for when I do my incense altar lesson to prove that it was the larynx and whatnot. But look, you could even see my speech dropped upon them, right? Drops of the honeycomb. So we got specific droppings of honeycomb droppings. Mountain salt drop down new wine, dropping sweet swelling myrrh, right? So there we go. It's, you know, again, we have different, you know, two different things. So drop sweet wine, drop thy word toward the south, drop thy word toward the holy places. Drop not thy word, prophesy, drop ye not. Say to them, prophesy, ye shall not prophesy to them. I will prophesy unto them wine. He shall be even to as a prophet. So Nataf has to do with speaking like a prophet, to prophesy to someone. It's drop. Drop that word, homie. Come on, yo. This shit has to do with speaking. If you don't have a larynx, you're not fucking talking, bro. And how are you gonna Nataf, dude? Huh? How are you gonna Nataf? See, that's how you guys don't know. You guys don't even know. Oh my god. You don't even know, dude. Like the Torah. Okay, I'm gonna drop another little pearl for you, right? That's the Torah mystery of why Aaron was high priest, and why Moses wasn't. Nataf has to do with this, but the incense altar has to do with it. Speaking has to do it. All has to do with it, and I'll explain later on. But those, you know, who have ears and can quatarawan, can you know, untie riddles and knots and whatnot, you will understand. Those who can measure. But anyways, let's keep going. So Nataf is not. We see Nataf was used with myrrh. How could it be? How could Nataf be myrrh when Nataf was used with myrrh, and then Nataf is used with the honeycomb, and Nataf is used. You get what I'm saying, man? It's not the fucking same shit, dude. So that's like dumb as all hell. Also, let me check this out. We're gonna check out the Greek word for myrrh real quick. Check this shit out. What was it? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, check this out. I had no idea. Until I did research on this, and then I was like, oh wow, holy shit. Let's see. We're gonna go in the Strongs, and we'll go to, it'll be 4666. Okay, so what's the word? Smyrna, right? Smyrna. Myrrh. That's the word. See that, because they try to say, oh, stacti is the Greek word for myrrh or whatever, because that's what stacti's myrrh. How? When motherfucking myrrh has its own goddamn word in Greek. Dude's called Smyrna. Look, Smyrna they have. Smyrna. Shemitic origin Hebrew word mor or mawar or mar, from root meaning bitter, is a gum resin from a shrubby tree which grows in Yemen and neighboring regions of Africa. The fruit is smooth and somewhat larger than a pea. The color of myrrh resides from pale reddish yellow to reddish brown or red. The taste is bitter and the substance astringent, acting as an antiseptic and a stimulant. So yeah, myrrh can be good for other things. You know, obviously it says that we had drops of distilled myrrh. We had to distill it first and do all kinds of shit, you know, obviously to take away the bitterness. Check it out, antiseptic and stimulant, but it wasn't fucking used on the goddamn altar. You know what I mean? Watch, check this out. Okay, watch, and then look. Oh, where was it? Look, Smyrna. Look, that's that damn place in the New Testament, right? Isn't it? Look, a place in Asia Minor. Isn't this one of the fucking churches, the Church of Smyrna or some shit? Right? Look, Smyrnizel, right? Smyrnizel. A tincture with myrrh, i.e. embitter as a narcotic. Smyrnizo, right? To mingle a drug with myrrh. They say that's what the gall was that they gave Christ, okay? And that's funny that they mention gall. We're about to get some of that shit as well. But, and you see Judas doing this, man. He's getting, okay, because remember, we're JC, you know what I'm saying? Minus all the fucking fuck shit, right? Like, they just took the Israelite story and they made an idol out of it. You know, in the most basic way you could put it, right? Well, what did they say? They gave gall, right? Christ refused to partake in any such means of alleviation. So they tried to give Christ gall, right? Which was myrrh mixed with some type of thing that made it a narcotic, right? A drug, to mingle a drug. Now, check this out. We're gonna get what drug he mingled it with. Check it out. Okay, so you heard him say myrrh, which is not true.
Up there because niggas be doing that. Anyway, so it's psychoactive. The word psycho is from the word psyche.
Okay.
I want to be as thorough.
So I'm gonna hop forward because he goes off on this tangent about fucking psyche for a while, like if motherfuckers don't know what that means already, but whatever. Okay, so check this out. Check it out. This is where it gets good. Watch. Check it out. So this is where he lays it down.
Cool. The breathe. Departed soul, spirit, ghost. Pretty much it. The mind. That's pretty much it. Human soul.
Come on.
All right.
Okay,
so
here it goes. Here it goes. Check it out.
So in summation, psyche or psycho is a word meaning basically the spiritual mind. Yes or no? Everybody. Yes. God. All right. Yes. All right. Now these compounds for the incense. Now let me write it down. The stacte, the aromatic gum. If you go Google image it, you'll see it's like a gum. It looks like a tree sap. It's psychoactive. It sharpens the senses. It betters the vision.
It's because he thinks it's myrrh.
It's inhaled. When it's inhaled, but not smoking. Like when they burn it, breathe it in.
God damn.
It affects the
You
mind.
should see his
Psychoactive.
face, bro.
It's a sedative.
Yeah, you should see his face. It was funny.
It's meditative. That's just one. That's the stacte. The onica.
Okay, look.
Onica is also called an aromatic muscle.
Onica. Aromatic
It's
muscle.
also called the ladanum.
Said diladanum.
It's an opiate, opium, alkaloid, morphine. Let's go to the next one.
Ooh. Ah, and there it was. And there it was. Ugh, that was awful. That was the most awful sounding shit I've ever heard. That was burning strange incense. That was burning strange fire, homie. Now, okay, so he said that the onica, right? The onica, which is the next ingredient. So we got nataf, right? And I'll explain, what these are later on. But check it out. Wa shakalat, because we're already at 30 minutes. I want to get this out. Shakalat, right? Shakalat is the word used in the Hebrew that they translated as onika. You could actually translate it a couple of ways. One of them is and who was polluted or pierced. He that was polluted or pierced, which is us. But if you do shakalath on its own, you'll see that shakalath here, and I'll just get it straight out of the dictionary so that motherfuckers could see this shit for themselves. Well, I mean, you could always just go, everything I write down in my notes is straight from the dictionary, so. But you know how motherfuckers are. So anyways, shakalath, right? Boom. Look, shakal. Obviously tha can be a suffix, so shakal, shakalath, right? An unused root probably to mean to roar, as in a lion from his characteristic roar. So here yet again we have another instance of something using its voice. When a lion roars, it's using its larynx, it's using its voice box, it's speaking, it's roaring. That's how we are, right? We're like a roaring lion. Shakalath, apparently the same as 7826, right? Which is thakalath, and I'm going to show you what's up with that. Through some obscure idea, perhaps of peeling off by concussion of sound, a scale or shell, i.e. the aromatic muscle. So there's where he got the aromatic muscle from, right? And it's from a shell. It's from a seashell. Basically, it was seashells, man. That we were burning seashells. And why were we fucking burning seashells? First off, that's how you create musks. That's how they were creating musk. Like people put on perfume, right? A musk. But anyways, look. So and then again we have So it's not only is it like a roaring lion, but it's also like when you smash it, like the concussion of a sound of peeling off a shell or like smashing it. You know what I mean? And then what do they say? You could put seashells up to your ear and you hear the ocean. The ocean is roaring waves like a lion. But anyway, so let's go to Thakalath real fast because I want to show you the reason why we were doing this. See, we were ultra efficient. Hebrews were really, really, really efficient. and we used everything. When we used something, we used everything. We had a specific purpose. We were just very on it about everything. So check it out. Look, we have thakala, right? Thakala, which means completeness, because it comes from the word kal, which is all or complete. Completion by implications, an extremity, like the complete, like the the extremity. This is like the completion of the book, which has to do with us being the reason why it's completeness and the reason why it's an extremity and why we wear look. Thakalath, right? The cerulean muscle, i.e. the color, and it's like a cerulean color, but it's indigo, like the color is indigo. And it comes from a shell that's called Hexaplex trunculus. And I have all the information on that. I'll go through with everything and share the archaeology that they found and all that stuff. But anyways, the cerulean muscle, i.e. the color violet, attained therefrom, or stuff dyed therewith. They translated it as blue, right? This is the blue, because you got both purple and blue from these shells. This is how they would make what's called Tyrian purple. This is why it's called Tyrian purple. It's like what the people of Tyre, like the Canaanites and stuff, like the royal purple and stuff. Like it was originally called Tyrian purple, and they were getting it from these shells, and we were getting our purple, the purple from, that's the same purple that we were using in the tabernacle. The purple and then the blue that we were using as well. So the purple and the blue, because the blue, it would come out purple, right? When you get these shells, the stuff comes out purple. And then the more sunlight you give to it, the bluer it gets, right? And they would do like a blue, and it's like a, here, watch, look, let me see if you can see my ZT. Let's see. See my ZT? I know it's hard to see the colors. That one's my colorful one. Hold on, I got just like a straight white one, and then with the blue, it's a real dark blue. It's like denim. It's like the color of like jeans. It's like denim, But anyways, it's indigo. That's why they make fun of it. They have this thing called indigo children. It's just this big old thing. Watch, I'll show you guys when we do the full breakdown. But basically, that's what they call thakalath. Thakalath is shakalath. Look, 7827 for 7827, right? 7827 is what we were just at. See? 7827 shakalath. So it's shakalath and thakalath. Thakalath is what we call the blue dye extract that we got from it, that we use to dye the twisted thread that goes on our zits, right? And our tzayats. And so, but the shell itself was called shakalath or shakal, right? Well, it's funny because I don't know if you guys seen Pokemon. There's actually a Pokemon that's it's like a shell, it's like a worm in a shell, and it's funny because Jacob is what? The worm, and that's what that seashell has, a snail in it, and that's basically what it is. It's the sea worm. Jacob is the worm, and see, and that's where we got the red dye from. There's this worm that grows on a tree, and it produces like red dye. In fact, that's why they red dye number 40 that they put in food and stuff. They use beetles. They like mock us, man. It's all the time. But anyways, it's from the worm. That's where we'd get our colors from. Crimson, the crimson worm. It's the land worm, the tree worm, and then there's the sea worm, which is where we would get our blues and our purple from. But anyways, there's a Pokemon called Shuckle, and it produces juice, you know what I mean? Basically the dye, and then there's like this special purple Shuckle, and the other ones are red. And you know what I'm saying? It's just a big old fucking mess. Oh, and then also to add to this, you know how we know another reason why we know it's indigo is because the Sodomites, right? You know how they ripped off the flag? You know, I mean, they ripped off the flag. They put on their flag, they ripped off the rainbow, right? The covenant that Yahweh made with Noah. Well, with everybody, you know. They exclude the color indigo. They have all the colors of the rainbow included in their flag, but they often exclude the color indigo, and that's why. It's because that's the color that we used to use on our tzitzits, which makes us complete, whole. It represents the extremity, as in we were in the four corners. That's why it's the four corners, the four extremities of your garment. But anyway, so yeah, so shakala basically was seashell. Basically, so like I said, we were ultra efficient. we would get we'd get these seashells, we would extract the dyes, we'd use the dyes, and then we would crush the shells, mix it in with the other incense, and burn it on the altar. And it would create a sweet musky smell. And let's see. What else do we have? Okay, shakalath, right? And then also, like I said, it has to do with roaring or a concussive sound. This is what he said, right? Let's get Judah on this here. We can unplug that by now. It should be enough charged. Check it out. Let's back it up just a little bit.
Galbanum. It's an anti-anxiety.
Look, we'll get it again. This dude said that shakalath, onika, right, aromatic mussel, was heroin, basically. He said that it was opiates, opium, morphine.
Pretty much it. The mind, that's pretty much it. Human soul.
Watch.
Right.
Check it out.
So in summation, psyche or psycho is a word meaning basically the spiritual mind. Yes or no? Everybody.
God.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Now these compounds for the incense. Now let me run it down. The stacte, the aromatic gum,
Which he said was myrrh.
You'll see it's like a gum. It looks like a tree sap.
So he was wrong.
It's psychoactive. It sharpens the senses. It betters the vision. When it's inhaled, like not smoking, like when they burn it, you breathe it in. Okay, it affects the mind. It's psychoactive. It's a sedative. It's dreamy. It's meditative. That's just
Okay,
one.
here we go. Here it is. Listen up, children.
The onika.
Onika,
The onika is also called aromatic mussel.
shakalath.
It's also called the ladanum.
No.
It's an opiate, opium, alkaloid, morphine. Let's go to the next one.
Oh. An opiate is a drug made from opium. Opium, like morphine. Morphine is technically an opiate. Like morphine is made from opium. All these things are made from opium. Opiates, opium, morphine, even alkaloids. Those are all like linked in. Those are all have to do with the poppy plant. So this fool basically just said that we used the poppy plant in the temple and burned it on the altar. We're going to address this in a second, but let me finish because this dude doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Look.
It's an anti-anxiety thing. It's kind of like Xanax. Frankincense.
This dude is obsessed with Xanax. Not only did he just compare one of the incenses to Xanax, but then he falsely accuses me of being a pill popper. Bro, can people even get me to take allergy pills when I have a bad allergy attack and I'm having asthma and shit like that? Thank you. So, no, and especially not no fucking Xanax. But he accuses me of being a Xanax popper. I'm like, what the fuck are you keep bringing this shit up? And it's like, oh yeah, that's right. It's because you're using fucking projection and you're the one that fucking pops Xannies. Watch, check it out.
It's called an insensol acetate. Its function is like Xanax or like alcohol. It's a relaxant.
God, he's obsessed with Xanax, dude.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Everyone knows if you ever study cinnamon, that large amount
Cinnamon.
is hallucinant.
Cinnamon is not part of the incense. Dude, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Olive oil has oils,
Olive oil on the incense altar? Get the fuck out of it.
compounds and acids in it. That's why they rub it on, whatever. It's it has like a slight effect on, whatever, right? They have the word calamus here. Calamus is an intoxicant. It has cannabinoid.
First off, it's not calamus. Calamus was the mistranslation. It's quanabasham, which is cannabis, which is cannabis. And that was, that's technically what Nataf was. Nataf was the distillation of quanabasham, which in modern terms is called cannabis distillants, which street terms, it's fucking hash, dude. Made from quanabasham, to make that clear.
It's they call it an allorestic modulator. said, it's also psychoactive. So, all of these ingredients for the incense are all psychoactive.
But it wasn't just quantabasham just tossed on the fucking altar. They distilled it, because we used it. We used quantabasham for the holy anointing oil. So we would get oil extracts, and then we would distill it and get a hash extract, which hash, I don't know if you know this, but burns for a very long time. So, you know, especially the pure ones that they have now, it looks like frankincense. When you like look at it, it looks like fucking frankincense. Well, first they have like the waxier look and stuff, but then they harden it and it turns into like frankincense, which frankincense is a part of the altar. And notice he didn't mention like.
They're burning this.
Oh, I guess he did mention frankincense when he said that they mixed it with myrrh, but you can't find that anywhere in Torah. Show me anywhere in this where it says that they mixed frankincense with myrrh on the altar, dude. It's fucking madness, bro. So first off, he added extra ingredients to the altar that didn't belong there. He got 2 of the ingredients wrong. He didn't even mention, or he mentioned galbanum, but all he mentioned was that it was, and it's not even galbanum. That's not, galbanum fucking grows in India, dude. You know what I mean? Like in Persia and shit, bro. They use that shit in fucking, in Iran and the Eastern and stuff. That shit's like imported, bro. It's not really galbanum. But in the Hebrew, it's kalabana, which is milk, fat, or rich. The word kalab from kalabana, it's the same word that's used for like milk or fat, like the fat of the land. You know, oh, that's the burn the fat on the altar. The word for fat is kalab, man. And then you have the milk. It also means milk, which is like in the Torah where it says the land flowing with milk and honey. Well, that's the fucking word used for milk. The fat rich. Watch, look. Let me get the definition. Look, kalab, right? It's 24:59 through 64. It's kalab, kalaba, kalabawan, kalabana, kalab, kalaba. All these are the same. Fat, literally or figuratively, the richest or choice part. Fatness, milk, as the richest of kind. It also means fertility or fruitful. So they say it's galbanum, but like I said, it can't be galbanum because it had to be a ready substance that was in abundance in the wilderness of Saudi Arabia, because that's where we were wandering for 40 years. We weren't importing and exporting while we were wandering around in the fucking wilderness, dude. So how the hell did we get galbanum? An odorous gum, as if fatty. So it's a fatty, milky type gum. You know what I mean? And honestly, everybody can fucking yell at me what they want or whatever because they don't really know what it is. But I think it was the canna butter. Called canna because that's what butter is. Butter is the fat of milk, the richest of the. That's why eating curds and stuff like that, cheese and butter and like milk, dairy products in back then shit's like gold. You know what I mean? You were fucking doing good if you got some curds and all that stuff, you know. So basically, that's what I think it was. Is because, like I said, quantabasham was used. It was in abundance. There's Torah evidence and all that stuff that we were using hemp. That's technically what they were saying, like flax and all that stuff. That we were actually using hemp for a lot of our ropes and a lot of stuff like that. So we were obviously using the plant. Like if we used it, we took it, made oil for the incense, we distilled it and made hash for the altar, and then we boiled it, you know what I'm saying, and made extracted the milk from it, like the butter, made like butter out of it, you know. But you know, you guys could yell at me, but at least I'm not running around saying that fucking, and see, you can't, like I said, but whatever, that's up for contention. I was gonna do a lesson and show why exactly I say all this and anything anyways, but at least I'm not running around saying that fucking morphine and opium and all that shit was on the altar, which is dumb. Oh, and to point out just another little fact, just another little quick slice that Judas fucking dumb. He equated the incense altar back in the day with stone, with being hewn stone, which is dumb because we're supposed to burn the bricks on the altar, not off the altar, because that's what Labanawan, Labana, Labanawan, Labanai, which is the frankincense, right? Labawana, Labana, right? From frankincense, from the white smoke. What does it mean? To white, to make bricks. whitish tree, whiteness by implications, transparency, white, i.e. like the moon, bricks from the whiteness of the clay, white mountain, which is Lebanon. So, you know, that's what we were doing. That's what the frankincense is symbolic for bricks, because it's Laban, right? For or to the sun. So basically, it represents sacrificing yourself spiritually on that altar. So we would, you know, just in layman's terms, you know, if you get what I'm saying, slang, we burned bricks on the altar, not the altar being the brick itself. That's fucking dumb. But anyway, okay, so let me show you, because this guy's idiotic. Let me show you, I'll even show you in the Strong's right here. Let me show you, there's actually a word for, because remember, the poppy plant is what produces opiates, opium, morphine comes from all that, right? So let me show you, there's actually a word. Did you know that? There's actually a word in the Hebrew that describes these things. Check it out. And it's not on the incense altar. In fact, it's actually equated with Amalek. Okay, so we're going to go to a word, and it is Ra'ash. Ra'ash. Check it out. Ra'ash, or Rawash, used once in Deuteronomy 32 and 32. Look, Roshe, they say, apparently the same as 72:18, which is Ra'ash. They're all the same. They're all the only thing that makes it apparently, blah, blah. No, not apparently, you dick. It's the same damn word. The only thing that they do is just change these little vowel points. So we know it's the same word, right? A poisonous plant, probably the poppy, from its conspicuous head, generally poison, even of serpents. They translated it as gall in the English. That's what this is, the poppy plant, because the poppy's a little head. Have you ever seen a poppy plant? It's a little round head. It looks like a little earth. You know what I mean? That's why we know their shit's round. Oh my God. Okay, but anyway, that's why it says Amalek is the Ra'ash of the nations. He's the head of the nations. He's the eagle that wraps around the earth and has it enclosed. He's the poppy head. Ra'ash is Amalek's plant. And in fact, even I'm going to show you now in the JPS, right? They even translated it as poison weed. You know what I mean? What do we call Kanobashan now? Weed, right? Well, this is poison weed, and we have weed, right? And that's basically what heroin is. Heroin's like the evil, extreme version of Kanobashan. It's Amalek's plant. You got us that do Kanobah. You have Israel, Kanobashan, Amalek, Ra'ash. Amalek's called Ra'ash. He's called the poppy. In Numbers, he's called the Ra'ash of the nation. Bro, ain't good enough? Let's go to the Student's Hebrew Lexicon from Davies and Mitchell. Shit's PhD level work, bro. Motherfucker. Oh, I have my phone. Alright, okay, so check it out. We're under Ra'ash. Ra'ash, right? To tremble or shake, especially of the head. Right? So it's the head. Looks, jump down. Okay, Ra'ash runs Rawash, right? As the name of a poisonous plant, probably the poppy, Deuteronomy 29:17, perhaps so called from its head. My Ra'ash, the poppy juice, Jeremiah 8:14, poison, even of serpents, Deuteronomy 32:33, and Job 20:16. So it's poppy juice. What's poppy juice? It's fucking opium, dude. Opium is poppy juice, dude. That's what fucking, oh my God. The poison of serpents, that's what that is. And they translate it like that in the KJV. But that's what it's talking about. It's talking about fucking opium, dude. You want more proof? Check this out. We got ourselves the Gesenius, right? Hebrew English lexicon. Sorry, Salak, I was getting a call. Ra'ash. Check this out. Let's go to Ra'ash. Fucking dumbasses. Opium. Idiot. Straight ass. Alright, check this out. Where's it at? Where's it at? Look, right here. Ah, come on. Ah, you're gonna be a fucking asshole, dude. Okay, boom. There we got it. Okay. Look. But the poppy, sold called from its heads, right? My Ra'ash, the juice of poppies. opium. Hence, poison of any kind. So that's what they say, but it's really talking about opium. It tells you, it's Ra'ash, it's the head, it's the opiate, it's the poppy. You know how you know this? Who started the opium wars in China? Amalek. Who's the one spreading heroin all over the fucking neighborhoods and in the hoods and all that shit, huh? Who's the one that controls the CIA? Amalek. Dude, these guys, who's the one that goes around, Aleister Crowley and all them fools talking about you need to take opiates and blah 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 and all this shit to contact demons and all that shit. This is Amalek, bro. That's the opium, dude. This motherfucker said opium, bro. Like, I don't even want to play it again because it was so fucking vile. You could just fucking, it's already recorded now, just fucking replay it, you know? This is fucking madness, bro. This is fucking madness. You really, dude, opium? This shit's fucking a poison plant, dude. It's called a poison head, bro. What are you talking about, dude? In fact, I even got precepts on that shit. Look at this, man. What the hell's wrong with you, dude? You just told people, basically, bro, you just fucking gave people permission to do fucking heroin, bro. What the hell's the matter with you, dude? Half these motherfuckers are ex-druggies and cons and all this shit, and then you're running around telling them that it's fucking okay that the opium was burned on the temple, on the altar. You don't think people are gonna be like, oh, well, you know, he did say opium was okay and morphine and all that stuff was alright on the altar, you know? And, well, my pills are made out of opium and opiates and, you know, blah, blah, blah. You don't think you just gave people permission to fucking just be all hocked up on pharmacy? You know what pharmacy, right, is, right? Everyone should fucking know that. I mean, you know, unless you're just like a super-ass beginner, you should know what pharmacy means. Okay, hopefully we don't run out of time. It's at 56 minutes. I'm going to try to read all these precepts because, oh boy, does it have a fucking savage judgment for Judah in hand. But here are the precepts, Deuteronomy 29 and 18. It might be verse 17, depending on your translation. Also, Deuteronomy 32:33 or 32. Also, Job 20 and 16. But I don't like to use that reference because it's Job's friend, the one that's talking shit. I'll explain. Anyways, there's Psalm 69 and 21 or verse 22, Jeremiah 8 and 14, Jeremiah 9 and 15 or possibly 9 and 14, Jeremiah 23 and 15, Lamentations 3 verses 5 and 19, also Hosea 10 and 4 and Amos 6 and 12. And we're going to try to read all those off right now as much as we can. All of those words use look, I'll even check it out. We'll go to the Englishman's. Look, it pops right open to it. Oh, look, Ra'ash, gall. See how it's gall? Poison for herb. Look, gall, venom, poison, gall, 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 hemlock, gall. This shit's fucking. See, that's where, you know. Okay, so let's try to get as many precepts as we can. If I'm just gonna keep reading and breaking shit down. If it cuts off, it cuts off. Maybe I'll pick up and do a second parter. Maybe add some other stuff to it or whatever. I don't know. But if I do cut off, I'm gonna say Kawal Yada Yahweh, Shema Yasha'al Yahweh Alahayna Yahweh Akkad, Barak Hashem Yahweh, Barakatam Makyam Wa Akwa. Now. Okay, so first we're going to start off in Deuteronomy 29:18. Deuteronomy 29:18. Right. This Bible still has yet to be broken in. Just trying to break in a couple of them at the same time, a couple of Torahs. Okay, so check it out. We're gonna get from 15. Well, you know that we dwelt in the land of Egypt, and that we passed through the midst of various other nations. And ye have seen the detestable things and the fetishes of wood and stone, silver and gold that they keep. Perchance there is among you some man or woman, or some clan or tribe, whose mind, it's not heart, it's mind, is even now turning away from Yahweh our power, or our Alahayim, to go and worship the Alahayims of other nations, right? Perchance there's among you a stalk sprouting poison weed and wormwood. That's Judah. He is the stalk that is sprouting poison weed. The word in the Hebrew there is Ra'ash. When such a one hears the words of these sanctions, he may fancy himself immune. See, Judah thinks he's immune because I called him on this and he tried to justify, oh, opium's not the same as opiate, bro. You fucking retarded?